Yeah, welcome to Chance Fox Media podcast, where we discuss little stories, leadership, businesses, and ideas that are shaping our future. I'm your host, Chance Fox. Chance Career, right? Chance Career. It's only that this name is too much on me. Chance Career. So let us get into little conversation. Guys, today I have come on here with one topic. Not actually topic, but it's a message that I thought it wise to speak so that most of us we can learn it from there. It's a message that I'm not happy with it, you know, and yeah, it's a message that we have to stop to do to each other like this. So this message is going to us Malawian, to all of us Malawian, you know. Recently, I don't know if it's today or yesterday, I was watching another video, you know. I was watching another podcast, a Malawian podcast. So on that podcast, they were talking. There was a lady. I do not remember her name, but yeah, there was a lady. She was talking about the MRA. They took all her stuff. You know, they took all her stuff. Uh, yeah, actually, the story started like this. You know, this lady, she said herself and her husband, they had planned to start a business. And this business, according to the way she explained, it's like it takes them almost 10 years to build and to find the capital for this business, you know, and they managed to get it according to the plan that they were having, gradually, slowly. But the sad story is that around 2019 or 2020, the MRA, they locked his shop. At the end, they took all the groceries. See, not a good way. It's not a good way. So this is the message. So the only thing that I wanted to talk about is that the message is that Malawi, for Malawi to develop, the government has to support us. The government has to support us. You know, I know most of Malawian. There are many Malawian who don't want progress. Most Malawians are very jealous. So because most of Malawians are very jealous, it's like this thing is on a community. Since it's in a community, it goes everywhere, even those civil servants, you know, even all those civil servants, even those are educated, but instead of them sticking to the rules of the education according to their work, but you find that they lose that and start doing what their community is doing and they start using their emotion and their heart, you know. Yeah, so this is what is happening and this is not good. So for this, I just wanted to say that in this world, everyone's belong to a country. Since everyone belongs to a country, it means everyone has peace in his own country, has freedom in his own country. You know, everyone is free to do anything and to succeed in his own country. But it just happened that some of our country, because of the political issues, you find that in our countries we struggle. And because of that, you find that most people will relocate to go to the other countries. But since we are going to the other countries, it doesn't mean that we like to be outside of our country. No, it's only that we are looking for green pasture. The thing that we think is going to be very hard for us to get it in our country. We thought it wise to relocate to another country so that we can manage to get what we want. See, But while we are in this foreign country, it doesn't mean that we are having the same freedom that we were having while we were at our own country. It doesn't mean the same. For example, where you can everyone knows, like most Malawians, they also come to South Africa and America. So if I can give you an instant example, you can hear how foreigners are being treated in South Africa. You know, foreigners are being ill-treated, they are being insulted, they look at foreigner like a stupid, someone who's mad, you know. This is how they look at us, foreigners, you know. They look at us like you are uneducated, you know, because our behavior and their behaviors are not the same, because we behave cool, calm, and kind. They think like, we are stupid, we don't know, that's why we act in that way. But the only thing that we're trying to do is just to show our kindness, you know, to make the environment, to have a peaceful environment, actually, to adjust, to avoid the drama. We know that we're in a foreign country, so we cannot relax, you know, like the way we are relaxing at our home. We know that anything that we can do in this country, in a foreign country, it might lead us to have too many problems. I can start it, but what about my family? You see, so the problem that can be caused by me, it can affect my family. So many people will suffer because of the problem that I might cause. So because of that, you find that the only way, the only option that we are left with is just to be kind, avoid the drama in a way that you know, just to consume, just to be persistent, all this inside, just to consume all this disrespect that you are getting. All this is happening because we're in a foreign country, you see. And the reason also those people they disrespect us is because they're on their country. They are free to do anything. They know that this is our country. There's no other place where they can show their freedom, you know. So that's why they do all of that. So we don't blame them. We end up blaming our country, you know. Yeah. So why I'm saying like this, even here as foreigners here, if you want to do business, it takes a lot, you know. You can imagine in each and every country, even there in Malawi, for you to start a business, you need if you are a Malawian, it's simple. You can just use your national ID to register your business, you know. From there, you don't need too much thing to start a business. But if you are in a foreign country, if you are in a foreign country and if you are a foreigner, it requires a lot. It requires a lot. Yeah, you might use your passport, but that passport is not even necessary to start a business. You might need a business, is it business visa? You see, and to get that business visa is not easy in a foreign country, especially for someone who just starting. You are a foreigner, you don't have money, but you want to start a business. It's very, very hard, because for you to get a business visa, yeah, you can use a good way, in a proper way, but even for you to get that, it needs a lot of money. You find that that country, it charges you as a foreign business that comes in. So if you're a foreign business that you want to do business in that country, it means they charge you as a foreign, not like not like the native, you know. So they differentiate. This rules is also there in Malawi. A Malawian, if you want to register his business, there's a certain amount of a Malawian that is paying, you know. And if a foreigner want to register business, also there's also a certain amount that a foreigner is paying. So it depends. It's everywhere like that. So you can see that if you're in a foreign country, for you to start a business, it's very, very hard. Very, very hard. It's very, very easy for the native of that country. You know, non-foreign, it's very easy for them to start this business, to start their business. You know, So especially here in South Africa, like they created the environment that first person in this country is a South African. Of course, this one is like if it's a mandatory rule in every country that first person to get help in this country is the owner of the nation, right? The owner of the nation, the citizen, that's the one that's the first. Then it comes to the foreigner in every country like that. But this rule, it gradually differ from each and every country on how the status, the economic status of the country, it depends. It differs based on the economic status of the country. So, like South Africa is a developed country here in Africa, even in the world. South Africa is a developed country. So, the amount, the way they handle or the way they respect their citizen or the natives and the way they respect foreigners is different. You find that a country like South Africa, a developed one, you find that they respect their native, their citizen more than the foreign because their country is developed. But it doesn't mean that they also, it doesn't mean that this is an excuse for them to start mistreating foreigners. No, it doesn't mean that. Because they're developed, it doesn't mean that they have to mistreat foreigners. It doesn't mean that. But the only thing I can say that same thing also to developed country, developing country. These also developing countries also they have this rule: a citizen first, a native citizen first. But as I said, this is it gradually differ depending on the economic status of the country. You will find in these scenarios, you find that most developing countries, you find that most of these countries, they don't respect their own country. They don't support their native country. Yeah, they support it by rules, regulation, whatsoever. They do that because they have to do that. They have no choice because this is what is making them to be a country. You see? But once it comes to some of the action, some of the choking, like here in South Africa, I'm making too much example for South Africa. Not I'm against South Africa. No. I'm staying here in South Africa. I'm a foreigner. So I'm just trying to explain how these things work. Here in South Africa, us we are foreigners. We get choked too much because we know we are foreigners. But the citizen of this country, the native citizen, they are not being choked like the way we are being choked. See, so this is the main uh issue that I'm trying to bring it on. You see? So yeah, so for us to make a business here in South Africa, it's a bit tougher. But it's very, very easy for us to do our business in our own country, like in my country. It's going to be very easy for me to do my business in my country. You see? So, as I said, you can only be free in your own country. You can only find peace in your own country. You can do whatever you want to improve your life in your own country freely in your own country, because that is the only place that you have that you can do. It's where you belong, not in other country. So as I was explaining about the radio, you find that most Malawians are ambitious. They have a lot of plans. They wish to do a lot of things. You know, a lot. But you find that most of Malawians, they don't engage in these businesses. they don't engage in these businesses? Not because they want it not to engage. Mostly it's because they don't have money that they can use to engage. You know, because if you are poor, your parents are poor, your grandparents are poor, to start from scratch is very, very hard. And you need a certain support from someone who's doing better than you above for you to get up or to get a quick lift. So if there is no such support, it's very, very hard for you to go up there. So you find that this is the reason you find that most Malawian, they do small business. Doesn't even benefit them. It's just hand to mouth. They just get hand to mouth, hand to mouth. Not because they want it, but it's because they can't afford to have more. You know. So because we have been doing like this for a long time, we find ourselves like it's like a culture. You know, it's like a culture. You know, you find that mostly it's only Malawian that's one struggling too much. Like most of them, they don't have big businesses, they don't have big shops. You know, they don't have big shops, and you find that those foreigner, that's the one having big shops in our country in Malawi. They're having big shops, and the country, you find that most of our leaders, they are calling for investors from outside to come in the country to start their big companies and big businesses. You know, so because of this mindset, you find that the people in the country, they started developing this mindset of jealousy and the mindset of doubting one another, doubting your fellow Malawian. So what I'm trying to say is that if your fellow Malawian is start getting better, or is getting better money than you, or is getting more, you know, is improving, your heart, you start getting jealous. Like, how is he able to get this man? Where is he getting man? You know, because you don't have that trust. You don't trust him. Where can he get man? Because him and me were just the same. So where is he exactly getting this money? So it means this person is not him. So with this, a heart of jealousy start kicking in. And to have this kind of jealousy is something that you cannot stop from a human. It's normal, let it be there. But this kind of jealousy, there's a certain level where it doesn't need to there's other institution where this jealousy is not supposed to be there, especially in a government institution. Because government is formed to help people, especially his own people, the citizen of the nation. You know, so any institution that is formed under the government, that institution is intended to help the citizen of that country. By all means, no obligation, no excuses. Those institutions are there to help and protect the citizen of the country, to help the citizen to grow financially, anyway, everywhere, to grow. That is the use of those institutions. So every citizen in a country doesn't expect to be biased from this institution, because these institutions are there to help us. You see, those institutions are there to help us. So no one is expecting that. The only way, if you find that if a citizen is struggling, the only way where you know that he can get a relief is from the government institution that the government put in place. You see? So if you see that this government institution, instead of start helping the citizen, they tend it to fight the citizen. Is it? It's not this. It's not good. This it means is declining the citizen. It means is putting fear on the citizen. It means Malawian they cannot grow. The Malawian will be scared. Like you see me. If I work hard or I think good, if I want to do this, people they will start doubting me. Even the government institution will not believe me. They will start questioning me, and they will start fighting me to go down. So what is the use for me to start something good? So it's like now the government doesn't trust their own citizen that they can make it in life, that they can improve the economy of the country. That the citizen, that Malawian can improve the economy of the country. Because of that, they don't support. Because if we are talking about support, we don't only talk about support of giving them loan. No, we are talking about support mentally. That is support. Financially, that is support. Providing services that is needed to a citizen to grow financially or economically or only whatsoever. That is support. So if you find that the government the government is there, and you find that the government, instead of supporting the citizen mentally in all ways where it is needed, you find that the government institution start chose to not to support the citizen, not to help them mentality. They choose the path of doubting them, that this one cannot do this one cannot do this. This is also a problem that we need to solve. This is not a problem that we need to solve, because this problem is commonly happening in Malawi. It's commonly happening in Malawi. You find that if you want to even to get a passport, you go to this immigration, you find that they start asking you, where do you want to go? You are getting this passport, where do you want to go? I don't know if this is also a mandatory question that they have to ask their citizen. Where are you going? You are getting this. Why are you getting this passport? I don't know if it's a mandate. It's like a compulsory to ask that question, but I don't see like it's not necessary, because in other countries they don't just provide you a ID card. They provide you a national ID card. Same time they give you a passport. They give you a national card. Same time they give you a passport. You see other countries like Russia, China, you go, they do that. So why they're doing that? They know that you are a citizen of our country, but you can travel more. You see, you might be a business person. If you're a business person, it means you have to travel to other country. Then why in our country, if we want to, let's say, as this is an example, the example that I was just doing, I was giving you, like, you come to collect a passport, you want to get a passport, they're asking, where do you want to get a passport? They can ask that question, it's not a problem, yes? Yeah. But you see, the answer that you are going to give them, it will make them feel jealous. You say, I want a passport, I want to go to America. Then that person, that officer will look at you. This one is going to America. Because himself, he have never dreamed of going to America, he start feeling jealous. You see, so instead of giving you the service that you need, you start bringing some restriction, something that is going to be putting you down. So I don't think if this question is also needed. Of course, it's not needed to be asked, like, why you want a passport? Because if you say them, then they get jealous. Not only this, if you also want to start a business, whether you want to open a company, They ask, what are you gonna do in this company? Yeah, it's normal for them to ask in this what you are going to do in this company, but it's not by them to ask by mouth, because the procedure, the form that you are going to fill, you are already going to say what you are going to do, the path that you are going to choose, what your company is going to be doing. It's already on those forms. So if you hear them asking you, if you tell them that, okay, my company, I want to be to have a logistic company, then they, logistic, how are you gonna do it? Then you explain, then they end up liking that idea. Once they like that idea, then they start feeling jealous. Hey, this guy is going to have money. So instead of helping you, they start feeling jealousy, and they start giving you some obligation, obstacles for you not to succeed. But you can see that these are the institutions that sits there, they need to get help. So what this, instead of supporting this person, yeah, this is a good path, do this, and opening the way, they start restricting. They will even say, if you want to help me quickly, you can give me this. They start bringing corruption. Now they start looking at you like you are someone, you have a lot of money because of your idea, because they see at your idea like, this kind of idea, it needs a lot of money. So if this person you want to do this, it means this person have a lot of money. Let him ask him money. You start asking him money instead of helping, or instead of doing what you're supposed to do. You start asking him money because you believe this person he have a lot of money than you. You start bringing corruption. Forgetting that someone can have an idea, but that person doesn't have money. You see, that person doesn't have money, but he has that idea. He believes that in his idea, once he starts that idea is going to give him a lot of money. So instead of you just doing what is needed, you start asking the person money. That if you want me to do this, then I have to give you this money. Then I will do it for you. If you don't, then it's going to be very hard. It's going to take time for it to come out. How? So these are the obstacles that most Malawians are facing in their own country. And you find that any foreigner doesn't face such kind of obstacles. Some they face, but they don't face to that extreme. After they pass this, they don't face any further obstacles. But you find that even in Malawian, if he passes this phase, then they start following him again, start trying to block him on other institution. Like, everybody, you see this one, you have this. They start trying to block you. Even if you pass, they start following up your business, because they don't believe you that you can do it. And this is the things that is also putting our country not to be developed. If you want our country to be developed, we have to change this kind of thinking. We have to remove this kind of hatred. It's like hatred, this kind of jealousy. We have to take out. Put your nation first. Just put your job first. Do what your job need. Okay, my job is to help this person, whether it's a foreigner or a native. Let me do what is needed. You are doing this business. Yeah. Okay, your business, for you to do well, you need this. Okay. But for now, we are doing this. After this, you might need this. You are giving him a path. You are giving him some idea. By doing that, it means you are helping. You are helping him, but actually you're also helping the country. Because if that idea starts coming to pass, he's not going to be the only one benefiting from it. No. You might be, maybe even your cousin will be benefiting from it. Even you yourself, you'll be benefiting from it. You see? So we have to remove this kind of jealousy. Because that one is doing the same business with me. I have to do everything. Of course, in business, there's some competition. But This also, most Malawians, they misinterpret it. If they say business is a competition, most Malawians, they don't know. They don't. This is also only on this government institution. If we're talking about the business competition, it's something that helps to improve the businesses. And this helps also to develop the country. Competition. It helps to improve someone. It also helps to improve your business. So if you see that company or that guy, that person, he has his business and his business is doing very well, this should put you in a competition. It of course it automatically puts you in a competition. But that competition is you choose what kind of competition you want. A normal and positive competition is by you trying to figure out how you can also be better than that person. This is a positive competition that you can do. That one is doing that. Okay, let me also try to do my best, that I can show people that I'm also better. So by doing that, it means you are improving your business. Also, those people, those one you are saying that they are a competitor, they also look at you like, hey, that person is improving. Let me also try to improve. So at the end, you find that you are doing much better and you have a lot of things you have developed. And you find that also you have developed. This is a very, very positive competition that is needed in the community or in the country. But most Malawians, they do the opposite of it. If they see someone is doing better, they start making that person to go down. They start trying all means to make that person go down. This is a negative competition. And this kind of competition is the competition that is declining development. This kind of competition is one that declining development. It's a competition that is not even needed. So most Malawians, they practice. You even find that they start even looking for witchcraft, juju, to make you go down. But the only thing that you forget is that the moment you do like that, you have to know that your status will not grow. You will still be at the same. Of course, you make your friend to go down, and which is not good. For a country to develop, it doesn't need one person. It needs everyone to participate on it. So by making someone go down and you go up, it doesn't mean you are going to be richer or to look good in the community or to be richer in the community. No. You can't be rich while everyone is poor. And you can't be called a rich person while everyone is poor. You can only be called a rich person if in that community or in that country there are people who have money and they have more money, but you have more than them. This way they will call you that you are a genius. They will call you that you are rich. This is the only way. But if you try to put others down, so let's take everyone, the status gap. The status gap is very huge like this. You are on top, and this is at the bottom. The poor are here, and this is a very big gap. And yourself, you say you are rich. You are not rich. Here, you are stealing. You are stealing. It means there is something that you are doing. It might be corruption, or you are making other people's business to go down. And that is not the competition that we want. We want everyone to be doing better in the country. Then the competition should be like, this year, I want to be the richest person in this country. Oh, this year, I want to be the best seller in this community or in this town. You see? So those kind of competition, they will make you to be better. You start working on that to be better. But instead of setting such kind of goals, you start like, that guy, you open his shop, is not allowed to open that shop. He's taking my customers. The person is not taking your customers. Customers follow what they need. If those customers they go on that shop, it means there is something that they want. You know, if you see that all customers are going there, you have to look and check yourself that am I providing good services to these customers? The answer should be yes or no. If yes, then why those customers are not coming to me? Then you start looking where you are lacking. If you know that you are not providing good services, then you have to find why am I not providing good services? Okay, you are providing good services. I say, why? What am I lacking? What do what do what does that guy or that person have that I don't have? You know? Or how can I make to attract more client as well? Because let's say if you have a shop, you are selling groceries. You have to find why those people are going in that shop. Maybe that shop they have something that you don't have. That's why they're going there. You know? Because clients they're not just there. Clients they follow unique. Unique. If you have something unique that you are the only one you have, or in that town, or in that yes, or in that community, you find that people they know that if you are looking for this, I'm gonna get to that shop. Now you are unique. You find you have customers. So if you have something that is common that everyone can have, then that is not a customer. It's not a client or customer's problem, or it's not the your friend's owner of that shop's problem. It's your problem. You just need to figure out on how you can attract customers. You see, but instead of doing that, you said, "Oh, that one, you have to go out. You know, you have to be out of here." Then you start reporting to this institution now, like MRA, that this person is doing this. Of course, to report is not good. It's not bad. You can report, but the purpose for reporting is why you want to make him fall. Let's say if that person fall, then how is the people going to know that you are growing? If you are making other people falling, you are making other people falling. Then how are we going to see that this one is growing? This one, he was starting small, but you see him where he is now. Because people they will need to compare between you and others, the way you are growing and others the way they are growing. But if you make other people's shop to be closed and you to shine alone, then you are not doing what is needed. This doesn't show you are growing, because you will not grow. You will be at the same stage. So this case is coming here. They report to the institution. This institution, as I said, they are there to help the citizen or to help anyone doing business in the country, not to take sides. If I say not to take sides, whether you're a business owner or you're a customer, because if you are having a business, you don't just open a business, you get a business certificate. If it's a company, you also get a company certificate. So it means you are doing business legally. You are legit to do business. And this institution that's one providing this certificate, allowing you to do business. So once there is an issue between a customer and the shop owner, there need to be a proper procedure that need to be followed. I'm gonna give you an example of this mama. This mama is said a customer buy some groceries from his store. He also went to other store. He also went to other store, and he had a different recipe. Then that mama, he went home. I don't know if it was a mama or a man, I'm not sure. Then he checked the receipt. He find out that he have been charged on something. He has been charged a VAT or tax on something that is not supposed to get. You see? Then he complained. I don't know whether he complained to MRA, maybe talk to anyone. Then the MRA now, that the one that are supposed to solve this problem, right? Because it's concerning about task, and this task thing is only for MRA who can solve this. Instead of MRA trying to figure out, okay, there is a complaint. This customer is complaining that you charge this. This is there's no need to pay VAT, but you charge this customer. You are talking to a shop owner now to explain what really happened. You know? Then to let this shop owner to explain. Ah, really? Ah, I didn't know. It was by mistake. If the shop owner admit that it was a mistake, then it's up to you, MRA. If you want to penalty him or not. If you want to penalty him, then you penalty him according to the explanation that has been here, according to misunderstanding. Or according to the penalty, according to the offense that you have offended. Because you did this, then this offense, you need to pay a penalty of this. You know? Because the customer or the shop owner admitted that, yeah, I did it. Depending on the explanation. This is how rules works. And this is how MRI was formed. To operate like this. But according to this mama, it was different. He just say the MRA come with already with a already written penalty for something that they only hide one side. You know, one side. The shop owner, without even hearing from the shop owner what really happened, and without even knowing if that item, that customer, he didn't buy from that person. Just sign here, you have a penalty. This, I want to ask this client, hey, you don't, you pay a penalty. Why is it happening like that? Because if our constitution, if our institutions are working like that, not even a single Malawian can be able, like a common Malawian can start a business. Because now you are intimidating people. They know that if I take my money, I use money in this, my money is going to be stolen by this kind of behavior. Because to start a business, you don't start a business with a paper. You use money. And that money, to get money is not easy. There's some savings that are being done. You know? So if you start a business, it means that business you are starting not because you have a lot of money. No, you are looking for money. You know? You are looking for money. So if if we know that if we start a business, you are going to be treated like this. You struggle to look for money and you are going to be treated like this. Then what is the purpose for you to start a business? So you can get to my point. You see? So Malawian, they are being choked by their own institution. The institution that were intended to help them now is the institution that are giving them problem. The institution that is there to bring solution is a institution that is bringing problems. The institution that was intended to improve the citizen Now is the institution that is making the citizen to be poor and start stealing from poor. And that mama, he didn't stop there. That on that area, they were even asking him, are you a Malawian? You are not. They, after they lock his shop, they start asking her, who is the owner of that business? That mama is saying, that business is for me and my husband. Then the officer say, stop lying. You see, now he doesn't believe that this one he can have a business. The only thing that he can believe is only a foreigner can have such kind of business. Not him, not this one. My fellow Malawian can have big shop like this? No, impossible. Say the truth. If you're not saying we're going to lock you up, you know. I think this government, our professor, you have to do something for this. If they can't investigate this case, then they have to make sure that this kind of environment needed to be removed. Because if these people, they behave like this is the reason you find that most Malawian, they don't have any trust in this institution. Because MRA, like to this lady, it just happened that it happened to this lady and now it's being known. But MRAs have been behaving like this to many Malawians. So how many victims do we have? You know? Like here in South Africa, we have SARS. SARS is helping us. You know? South African Revenue Authority is helping every citizen. The actual every money that is being taxed on your wage. At the end of the year, you can even go and reclaim it. Here in SA, you know, you can claim it, they're gonna give you. But then in Malawi, even if you have a company that are reclaiming your money, that are taking your money, you can't go and reclaim. You will not even be able to be given. If you are going to be given, then they will give you a very long process, which is not right. You see? So, all these institutions are there to help us. But they're not helping us. These institutions are there to intimidate, to stop people from making businesses, stopping people from taking actions. Let's say like everyone who's listening to this mom, if you have you had a dream or you have a goal of starting a business, you just listen to that podcast with that mama, then you'll be like, eh, so if me also I start this business, these people, they will do like this to me. So it's like a foreigner is getting a freedom in a foreign country, and the citizen, the native, instead of getting that freedom, they're suffering in their own country. So as Malawian, like, we suffer outside the country, we can't manage to start our business. Then we go back to our country, we also suffer there. We can't manage to start our own business. So where do you want this? Where do you want us Malawian to live? Where do you want to put our life? Because this kind of behavior needs to be stopped. We have to put Malawian first. All these countries, they put their citizens first. No matter what, whether you are rich or not. Like example, I'm gonna give you an example of Elon Musk. You know Elon Musk? You want to put a Starlink here in USA. You know what the South African government is saying? If you want your Starlink to operate here in South Africa, in your company, we need a majority to be a black South African in your company. They need shares. We need majority of your company shares to be black South African. If you don't, you can't operate here in SA. This is what they're telling Elon Musk. So it means South African government, they put their citizens first. So why us are we failing? You see, the government is already fighting. Like South African government is already fighting for their own citizens. Why us are we failing there in Malawi? To put our citizens first. We make sure we protect our citizens. We do everything to make sure if our citizens make mistakes, us, most of us Malawian, we don't know. Most Malawians, they don't know businesses. They're just learning it now. This mustn't be an advantage for you to start stealing from them. It mustn't be an advantage. You mustn't take advantages like that. And these institutions are there to teach them that, okay, if you find that a citizen doesn't know how to these things work, you teach them. But you don't teach them. Once they make mistake, you give them a fine. Why are you giving a fine? It's like someone, you have never teach him how to read. Even you don't know that this person know how to read. And you're asking him, read. Okay, that person, because he have his own some small idea on how he can read, he started reading it, but not in a good way. He's failing it to read it properly. Then you said, you fail to read. Then, even in our schools, they don't do that. They first teach you. Once they teach you, they ask you, do you understand? You know that? Yes, now I know. You see? Then they say, write this exercise. If you write that exercise, they even say that if you are going to write the exercise, if you fail, we are going to hit you. Yeah. You see? So if you fail, it's when they start hitting. But look at you. You provide certificate, or you allow person everything. You know that these people, our most Malawian, they are uneducated. They don't know about business. And you don't teach them how to do business. You can teach them businesses while you are giving them this certificate that according to this business of yours, you can do in this, you can do like 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 this, like this, like this, like this. It's going to help you. Now you teach that person. So if that person make any mistake, then you know how to punish that person, to give him penalty. But you people, you don't even explain the rules. Like, if you offend, this is the rule, this is the rule, this is the rule, this is the rule, this is the rule. According to a business, if you break this rule, this is the kind of penalty. If you break this is kind of penalty. If you break this is kind of penalty. This is how they operate in all these countries. Here in South Africa, they operate like that. That's why South Africa is developed. You, as Malawian, we don't do that. That's why our country is developing is poor. Because we leave our citizens blind so that we can take advantage of them. But at the end is that if you are blinding your citizen, it means you are blinding your nation. The nation is not going to go far. It's not going to be developed. Because you alone, you cannot develop the country. But the citizen of the country, that's the one that can make the country to be developed. And you are busy blinding the citizen, you are taking advantage, stealing from them. You don't know that by doing that, you are making the country to be poor and poor. Poor and poor. What if you start now? Anyone, you teach every person, like this business that you are starting, or this company, you need to follow these rules, this. If you see that any Malawian, teach them. Because if a foreigner is coming in your country with a business, they already know the rules of that business. But if you find that a native Malawian, you want to start a business or a company, teach them that this business of yours, you need to follow this rule. You see, if you break this rule, this is the penalty. Then that citizen, that Malawian, you will know that, okay, I'm doing this. If I did this mistake, those MRAs are going to punish me. They give me a penalty, and I'll pay a lot of money, and my business will not go further. So I have to avoid all this. Now we are teaching people businesses. I don't know if these programs are there in our country. Are we really teaching our people how to do business? Because if we are teaching our people how to do business, we teach them rules as well. But if you find that the citizen is making mistake, instead of correcting them, you penalty them, you punish them. This is not how we teach. This is not how we teach. Business is not being taught like that. Oh, this is not how we developed our country. We don't develop our country by uh, stealing from the citizen. We don't develop like that. So we need, this is a serious talk. We need to take action. I believe this government will do something. We have to listen to that mama. We have to listen to that mama. And that mama, it worries me a lot. Because it's something that has been there for long. Now it's being reviewed. It's being reviewed like this because us now we want to take action so that this kind of attitude, this kind of behavior need to be stopped. Make anyone who's working in this institution, make them understand that these institutions are there to help Malawian. And no one is above Malawian. Because these people, because they're working in those institutions, they think now they know a lot, they can control everyone. Now that the government on their own. Do you understand? This thing will lose, we'll lose our patience. Now we'll start taking these rules on our hands. Because the government is not protecting us. This institution, instead of protecting us, they're not protecting us. They're taking the rules on their hand. They're trying to destroy things that were building. Like this lady, she have been struggling, herself and her husband, they have been struggling to build from 2000, 2005. They build it. Now it's time for them to start enjoying what they were building. And this one, they take their rule in their hand and start destroying someone's development. And we're just watching there. No. We don't need to clap hands for this. This is like a disease, this one. This one is like a robber is entering your house. So if someone is entering your house in this, you have to crash. You can destroy someone's life like that. Because you destroy his life. You can even say one of his relatives even passed away because of this. You are destroying someone's life, someone's future. So that lady, she was relying on that. Now you destroy it, you steal it. Now she's struggling now. So all those people that they were relying on her, or they were relying on them, they're no longer relying on them. They start struggling. As this way, they start struggling. So do we need like this? Do we need something like this in our country? This something like this, we don't need it. You have to know that any action that you take, it affects other people's life. So if you want your action to be affecting other people's life, then you are not allowed. Then you are not suiting for this. You need to be kicked out of this. You can't do this. You see? Then you don't belong there. We have to take action. We really need to take action. Everyone who's listening to that lady, if they have fear, they don't know. They will never start a business. And even these foreigners, those Indians, they even say, it's because of your skin. It's not because of our skin. It's because of our people. Those people who are working in those institutions, they are not performing their light. They don't know. They are full of jealousy. Because this is Malawian is doing better. How can he do better like this? I will try by all means to destroy him. You forgetting that destroying him, you're also destroying other people's. You might even be destroying even yourself. Such people need to be fired. I can even urge anyone who was involved in this case, just need to be fired. They just need to be fired. Because it's like they're breaking their oath. Their oath is that to protect, help, and support the citizen and to develop the country. Malawi. And you find that all these people are breaking their oath and we're just leaving them. Still keep on working. They're breaking their oath, leaving them working. They're breaking their oath, leaving them working. Spoiling our communities. This thing needs to be stopped. Yeah. This message is not for one person. It's for everyone in the country. If we really need to improve our life, we need to be rich like other countries. Here in South Africa, people are enjoying. Every weekend, people are enjoying. People, they have money. Here in South Africa, to get money is not easy, it's not hard. Why I'm saying it's not hard? Because if you are working, you get money. You know, you are doing business, you get money. Let us make our community like that. Anyone who's doing business, let him get according to what he's doing. If you are working, let him, that person get according to the work that he's doing. Not like you are working and your life is like you are not working. You are doing business, your life is like you are not doing business. What is that now? How are we going to develop our country like that? We mustn't behave like that. That Malawi is not for one person, it's for everyone. And if someone is trying to make difficult for other people, we have to make sure that that person is one feeling difficult. Because working in the MLA doesn't give you, doesn't grant you authority to be above someone. You are just a worker there. You are not above someone. And it's your duty to help the citizen. Even if you are working in a court, if you are a judge, your duty is to help people with their cases. Not for you to intimidate like, me, I'm a judge, I know all rules. No, you are not above the rules. You can also break rules. We can also put you inside there. Same thing, police. You know, because now they are taking advantage of most of Malawian now. They are taking advantage of us. Because now we find that most Malawians are poor most. If you know that if we put them in a corner, they will not be able even to take a lawyer to proceed with this case, blah, blah, blah. At the end, you become like a winner. You are not a winner. You know? We're just trying to make our community, our country, to be a peaceful country. So let us take in that way. Let us help each other in a good way. Rather than putting someone is at a corner, destroying, you struggle to build your life, you struggle. The time now you want to start taking some fruits, and someone is just come and cut that tree. Just destroy all the fruits. You think someone, something like that, this need to be spoken. It's a serious case, this one. You know, it's a very, very serious case. I feel sorry for that mama a lot. And for everyone behind. And for every victim who have been treated like this. You know, now it's 2026 now. We have our government, our Professor Peter Mutharika. We voted for you. These are the kind of the things that you have to fight for us. You have to correct this institution. You know? Yeah, this is the message that I wanted to send out there as well. You see? So, thank you so much for watching Chance Fox Media podcast. Please subscribe, comment, and stay connected. More conversation like this one coming soon. Cheers.